Hello everyone, this is Chantal from Gluten-Free-Cooking123.com, and today I'm going to make gluten-free muffins, applesauce muffins. And if this is your first time here, I make all sorts of gluten-free cooking videos, and I also have a blog, and I link all my recipes to my blog, so not only that you can watch, but you can also find my recipes usually under the description box, not under the description box, in the description box below the video. So right now I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to start. I'm also doubling the recipe, so whatever measurements I have here, it is double. So if you want the full recipe, you will find it in the description box below. And also I will be putting the link to my flour mix, which I will be using to make this recipe, down in the description box below also. And so let's start. So into my KitchenAid I'm going to add 1 cup of brown sugar, and I'm using a ½ cup measuring cup, so I'm putting 2 in here. So that's 1 cup of light brown sugar, and we're also going to add 2 cups of butter. That's 2 sticks of butter, and I use salted butter because I find that it makes the sweets taste better. That little bit of salt is as if you're putting a pinch of salt in there. Salted butter isn't really that salty, so if you don't like to use salted butter, that's okay. You could use regular butter. And I put it in the microwave for like 15 minutes. 15, not 50. So I'm just gonna dump it in here. You could also leave it to warm up on room temperature, but I forgot to take it out of the fridge. So now
the applesauce muffins are much better than chocolate chip cookies.
Slow down.
They're even Mama's applesauce muffins are even better than her own chocolate chip cookies.
What? I love the chocolate chip cookies. Those are really good though too. We're going to mix the butter and the sugar until the mixture is light and fluffy. So I'm going to turn it on, gently on high, sort of. Once it reaches that point, we're going to add our eggs, and we need 4 eggs because again, we are doubling the recipe. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I will try to speak loud and clear. So we need 4 eggs. Like I said, we are doubling the recipe, so I'm going to be using 4, preferably room temperature eggs. If you don't have room temperature eggs, that's not a big deal. And we are going to add them 1 by 1. So I'm going to crack my egg. So I need to put you down. Figured I'll show you what it looks like, what it should be like. You can see it's sort of like a batter, a thick batter. So that's what the butter and the sugar should look like when you beat it. If you're going to do that with a wooden spoon, that is going to be really hard. Believe me, I've tried it before. It works, but it takes a lot of work. So just save yourself the time, and if you have a hand mixer or a KitchenAid, just use that instead. Now we're gonna add 1 egg at a time until it's until it's mixed really well, not wixed. So what I do also is because, whoa, the butter, the butter and the sugar tend to stick. The butter mixture tends to stick to the sides of the KitchenAid, so I just take a scraper, spatula, and I scrape down the sides, and then I let it run again. I turn it off because I almost lost my spatula in the mixture there. And then I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. It's really dark in this corner. I just scrape the sides a little. And then turn it on again. And I'm going to keep doing this 4 times because I have 4 eggs. I just put 1, so I still have 3 to go. I just added all the eggs, and they're pretty well mixed right now. I'm going to shut it off. This is how it looks like. So right now we're going to add the applesauce and the vanilla. And we're going to add 1.5 cups of applesauce and 2 teaspoons vanilla. I just kind of eyeball it on the vanilla. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I like to do that. If you don't feel confident, measure it, because you might add more. One and a half cups of applesauce and 2 teaspoons vanilla. 1, whoops, 2. I'm gonna mix. And now we're going to add our dry ingredients, or our flour mix. We need 2 teaspoons baking soda, because I'm doubling it. 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, and 3.5 cups of my flour mix. And if you want to add a little more xanthan gum, you can. I personally don't. I don't feel like it needs it, but you're more than welcome to add more xanthan gum to your muffins if you so choose to. You can probably add a teaspoon per batch if you're making just one batch. And I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to use my flour mix, and that's it, because my flour mix has xanthan gum in it already. It doesn't have a lot, but it has enough, what I feel like, for these muffins. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, so I just made this, I made this flour mix yesterday, and I bought these containers off of Amazon. They came yesterday, and now I'm able to make more of my flour mix in here instead of, you know, I really don't like using this because I feel like it's not accurate measurements, because it's not 1 cup to the top. The 1 cup is right here, so I'm just going to use the 1/2 cup and painfully measure again 3.5 cups. So where's my knife? All right, so let's put this down. That's 3.5 cups. Now you saw me scooping directly from my flour mix into the cup. Some people say that you shouldn't do that. So far I haven't had a problem, but it's possible. I mean, it could cause problems if you don't feel confident that way. You could measure the amount of flour that you use per ounces, like measure how many ounces are in a cup, and then use it that way. You could also measure put the flour into your cup using a spoon. I do that sometimes. Right now, I don't know if you saw me, I was fluffing the flour and then putting it into the cup so that it doesn't get compacted in the cup. This way you don't end up with too much flour in there. Okay, so now we added the flour. Now I'm going to add the salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Okay. Like I said, we're adding 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons baking soda. And 1 teaspoon cinnamon. If you want more cinnamon, you could add more. I personally don't like it to have too much cinnamon in there, but that's up to your preference. Now I'm going to raise my bowl and we're going to mix it starting on low, just so that the flour doesn't fly everywhere. And then we're going to turn it on high. Before I start, I'll tell you. Then we're going to turn it on high and let it mix for 3 minutes. What that does, it helps develop a glue for the batter, so that when the muffins come out of the oven, they are more, how should I say this? They have like a gluten texture rather than a crumbly texture. So that's what you want to do. You want to let it mix on high for 3 minutes. And while this is happening, I'm going to get my muffin pans ready and spray them or line them, whatever I'm going to do, I'm not sure, until the batter is ready. So the 3 minutes have passed and I got my muffin pans right here. I have a small one. This one has 24 small muffins in it. And I have medium ones, and this has 12 in it. So I'm going to line them with the muffin liners. You could also spray them with baking spray, and then we're gonna bake them. The small one is going to bake for 15 minutes and the medium one is going to bake for 20 minutes, or until you insert a toothpick in there and it comes out clean. Put 1 in each. If I had spray, I would have just used that, because honestly I hate doing this. I prefer to wash the pan than to do this. These ones, I have these cute ones that I'm going to alternate. 1 of each color, because my kids will like that. You guys can see how the batter looks like. This is what it looks like. Whoops. It's pretty thick. So that's what the batter should look like. And this is taking me longer than usual because I have to record this. I just take 2 spoons and I use them this way. Oh, and that's why I hate these cups also. Whatever they're called. And you just want to fill it like, I'm going to leave about 1/4 or 1/3 of the way not filled. And try to flatten it as much as you can. There. Whatever works. And if I have too much batter, I'll just come back and fill in the rest with a little more. Turns out I got baking spray, so I'm going to remove all these silly things because they are a pain and use baking spray. There we go. That's a lot better. And now we are talking. There we go. Oh, so much better. These little ones, I fill them a little more because they're tiny. Oops. Going to bake them in a 350-degree oven, the little one for 15 minutes and the medium muffins for 20 minutes. And we're going to put them on the center rack. I'm going to put it for 15 minutes. This way I remember to take the little muffins out, and I'll be right back. Okay, the baby muffins are done, and I'm gonna get a toothpick and check if they are actually done. The timer says they are. So, ooh, yeah. I don't know if you can see, but they look sort of golden brown, and the toothpick is clean. Now if I put it in this one, it's a little wet. Yeah. The teenage ones need a little more time, so I'm gonna get the baby ones out. I'm going to let the other ones bake maybe for 2 more minutes, and then I'll check on them, see if they're done or not. And for the mini muffins, or the baby muffins, I'm going to let them cool for those 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and then I'm going to transfer them onto a wire rack or cooling rack. So the teenage muffins are done, and we're gonna take them out right now. So it took them, I'm in the dark, it took them 17 minutes, and I'll show them to you. There we go. You can't really tell, the lighting isn't great. I'm sorry. So
I can hold them
here.
for you.
Ah, they're hot. This is how they look like. Okay. Now you saw what they look like. Okay, I'm gonna let them cool down a little bit, and then we're going to transfer the baby muffins and put them on the cooling rack. Okay, I just got this little cooling rack right here. I don't know, this was probably for like a toaster oven or something like that. It's not really a cooling rack, but it works like a cooling rack. See, I can put them on it. And they have some air in the bottom. And they come out really easy. Oh, they smell so good. I just want to eat them right now, but they won't taste as good until they're completely cooled. I wanted to make more for the freezer, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough for the freezer. And I didn't have enough eggs. My husband's shaking his head. That means no, there's not gonna be any left for the freezer.
You have enough for one man for one night.
These are really good, so I will leave the recipe down in the description box below, as I said before. And that's it. That's the muffins. Applesauce muffins. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, and if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button so that you can see more of these videos. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you can get notifications of when I upload these videos. I try to upload once every week on Thursdays at 10 p.m. So be waiting for that. And what else did I want to say? Subscribe, hit the bell, comment down below if you have any questions or whatever. And again, link is going to be in the description box for this recipe and for the flour mix. And don't forget to hit the like button also, so that other people can find my videos and be able to eat gluten-free and be able to have easy gluten-free recipes to follow and not starve. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!